What's up, everybody? Today we're back in Liberty City. I get a request for this, probably more than I get a request for anything else, and that is, what are all the car mods I have in GTA 4? Whenever I've done a video in GTA 4, or I've shown anything in GTA 4, people are like, well, what car mod is that? What car mod is that? Can you show this? Can you show all of them? And I've done some shorts showing them here and there, showing a few off, but I figured since I'm about to rebuild my whole computer and including hard drives, everything's going to get uninstalled and then reinstalled later, and things might be different. I figured I'd show everything as is right now, all of the car mods I have, as of how it is right now, because things might be different months down the road, a few months down the road, I don't know. But I figured I'd show all the car mods I have installed, just for everybody's interest, just to get them all out of the way, since I haven't even uploaded one of those shorts in a while showcasing any of them. And then just, if things are different in a year, or 6 months, in a year, or next year, if anybody's still interested, then maybe I'll do a different one. If anybody's interested, this is that video. For those who wanted it, this is that video. GTA 4 is my favorite. I think the cars look great. I think the detail of the cars look the best. All of my mods are lore-friendly mods, meaning that they're in-game brands or brands that best represent in-game interest. And we're going to go through them. Not every car has been changed, but we'll go through. Some of them are even cars that are in the game, but are updated or upgraded a little bit. You can find them all. I find all my mods at GTAinside.net. I'm not going to put a link to every single mod. You can go find them there, or just type in GTA 4 mods. You can find the website. But it's where I find them. I don't make any mods. Sometimes I change little things here and there, like handling, or I'll add some colors, because colors are easy enough to make if you know the color, if you know what numbers go with what colors in the data files. But it's easy enough to do, and we're gonna go through that today. So if you've been looking for that kind of video, if you're one of the people who have commented or requested that video in any other videos I've done, well, this is for you. So I hope you enjoy. So first there's the new Admiral, the new Dundry Admiral. This is Dundry Admiral Classic, based off of the kind of 80s Grand Marquis. It's got some great color options and a two-tone vinyl. I changed the handling just to be a little bit more loose than it came with from the files. Other than that, I think it's got like the great kind of like, not wire, but multi-spoke wheels. Detailed enough interior, and I think it kind of adds to the Liberty City vibes, which is another thing I felt was kind of important. I didn't want to just add a bunch of cars that didn't really fit in with the Liberty City vibes too much. Like, there's a couple that I think are kind of out of place, but I didn't want to change anything enough that didn't really, or add anything that didn't really fit too much in with the Liberty City state of mind. So there you go. That's the first one that I added. I did also change the ambulance. Wasn't a huge fan of the old ambulance. This one I think looks a little bit more New York, Liberty City, with the more truck style front end. It's not changed too much other than that. It just has like the more truckish front end. I like that. Other than that, not too much else is different. I think it's a little bit more boatish in the suspension feel. I think like a couple of the details, like the light bar, I feel like is a little bit different. A couple of the details and odds and ends are a little bit different, but other than that, it's good and adds a little bit more to what I was looking for. Now this one may be controversial because I know everyone loves the Banshee, but I did replace the Banshee. I love the Banshee too, don't get me wrong, but I did replace the Banshee with the Kirin Sigma, I believe it's a Kirin Sigma E3. I'm not sure if it's the full name. I just know it as the Kirin Sigma, but I also love the Toyota MR2 and MRSs, the Spiders, and realized, look at all these buses. What the hell? That's a weird thing to be happening right there. So I thought this was great. I added some like cool color. It came with like a great color data file with it, but I added a couple more that I thought were really nice. I mean, and it's a little bit out of proportion in my opinion, but it's still, I think it's a really nice mod file, top up and top down versions. I love the center exhaust. I love the way it sounds. I think it's a cool car. despite like it being a little bit out of proportion. But I mean, not all Rockstar vanilla cars are exactly in proportion, in my opinion, either. So it just is what it is, and I think it's a fun car overall. Adds to the variety. Now this is the improved Benson. This one changes wheels, it changes some other details, the front, bumper changes. I think it changes like mirrors, it changes some other it changes like some details. It just makes it a little bit more. I don't want to say realistic, but just makes it. I guess realistic would be the best way to say it. But you can see it just adds changes the wheels, which is like the biggest thing for me that is most noticeable. And the front kind of push guard, I think, is added. I think the mirrors are changed. But this is like, I don't know if the back cart is added, but this is just kind of an improved overall look for the Benson. I believe that changes the handling, but I don't remember driving a Benson all that much. What is with these buses? That's crazy. Okay. I remember driving the Benson all that much anyway, but it just kind of like looks better, in my opinion, just driving around when you see them out and about in the world. I just think it's a better thing to look at. That makes it worth it to me just to add it, because it just is a better thing to look at. Now the Blista I changed or switched out for the Flash SR, which is kind of a Focus SVT. Looks great, handles great. This thing is always very fun. I wasn't necessarily a fan of the Blista. I think it's kind of a weird car. I love the CRX that's based off in real life, but this one I think is just a better kind of car. I think it fits in just kind of normal environments, because how often do you see a CRX? I think like a Focus is kind of like it kind of just fits in better. These buses are just freaking me out, man. I don't know why. But I think this kind of fits in better, and I love the two-tone seats. I think that's a nice touch in the interior. I love the interior modeling in this one. I just think it's a really cool one. I think it's very cool. Bobcat I replaced with the Kirin Rebel 4x4. I think there's a couple different variety or versions of this that'll spawn, like cap, no cap, push bar, just like, I mean, obviously variety as far as like extras go. That's what GTA games call it when they have all the weird little doodads and thank you, Roman. Not trying to go bowling right now. Weird little doodads that'll spawn. But it's nice to have that variety, because not only a couple like vanilla cars have it, but these do. And there's some that I just don't spawn, or some that I untriggered in the data files, because it's like I don't want them to potentially spawn in the world, and it's easy enough to do in the vehicle ID files. But this one I think is just great because it adds to the variety, and I think it's a great truck. I love the Toyota Helixes and T100s and all those trucks in real life, so I love that this car is like a thing that exists now, and there's a couple different versions that we're going to go through of the Kirin Rebel. So we'll let all these buses go as we get into the next one. So this is another one similar to the Benson that is just, I don't drive it all that much. Although I actually do kind of drive it sometimes now because it looks a lot better. It's the new Boxville, the improved Boxville. Adds kind of like just a better look and a better feel to it. It honestly drives a lot better. It's like a lot more nimble. It's a lot more weighty, which is fun. It kind of throws itself around a lot more. And it's just a better look. And the wheels are improved and everything's just more improved. It's just like a much more, it just looks a lot more fun. And seeing it in traffic just looks a lot better. I love the Go Postal Leonardo Collision. That's classic. That's a classic Rockstar thing. So that's it's just a fun thing. It's just better to see in traffic. So still looking for a good bus though. There was one bus that I had and I ended up not liking it. So still looking for a good bus. So then we have the Blista. I don't remember which Blista this is, but it's just another Blista. Oh my gosh. I believe it's technically called like the Blista SJ. I don't remember. But there's, I think this one just fits in because it's just like a base model Civic. I think this one fits into like, you know, the certain parts. I have it spawn in like Broker, I have it spawn in Bohan, and I think it fits into those environments very well. There's like a version, some of the extras like a roof rack, some of the extras are a sunroof. I think it fits in there very well. We recognize this obviously from GTA Online. And the thing is, like, not every one of these cars is like a new car that somebody's made. As much as I love like those cars that people like put their time and blood, sweat, and tears into making from scratch or taking from like other models and then just kind of like tweaking and making something original. Sometimes like Rockstar makes a banger vanilla car, and I think it fits in really well into the Liberty City environment, so I bring it back in. And I think this one in its like stock form just like it looks really nice. So here it is in Liberty City. So just, you know, it doesn't necessarily feel in place in like, you know, the financial district or anything like that, but like just seeing it in like Broker or Bohan, or kind of these like more base model cars on the street makes sense. Here we go, you know, I think it's great. So here we have the Steed 1500, I believe it's called. It's got a few different liveries. I've always had a problem with the vans in GTA. The vans always look, most of the vans I should say, always looked weird, out of proportion. The design never looked right. I always had a problem with most of the vans in at least the HD GTA 4s. Or HD GTA 4 or 5, the episodes, all that kind of stuff. They always look weird out of proportion. I thought this one looked great. Obviously, it looks so very similar to an Econoline post 92 or 92 to 06 Econoline, and that's fine. Honestly, like I don't care. Like it's a Vapid Steed, Vap's obviously forward, but I think it looks fine. It looks great. So the other burrito, known as Burrito 2 in game files, has been replaced with the Rumpo, which you may remember from GTA 5 and Online. That has now, I think, been changed very well to be just a normal delivery van. Rumpo, the Bravado Rumpo, being based off kind of a, I want to say, what is it, like a late 70s to like late 80s or very early 90s, or maybe it's like the 80s to the 90s Dodge van. But I think they did a great job with this, turning into just kind of a delivery version of that. So here this is. And I think it's good. I really like it a lot. I like the liveries that it comes with. I like the wheels. I like everything. And for a vehicle that started out as a GTA 5 vehicle, vanilla vehicle, I think it looks really good. I think it looks better than the vans in GTA 4. Alright, so now we have the Karin Sonora. This is the taxi version, or also known as the Cabby. It's based off a Toyota Sienna. I think this was better than the vanilla Cabby. I never liked the minivans Cabby. I thought it always kind of looked a little weird. Looked a little oddly like proportioned, and it was like super low, and it was also rear-wheel drive, which is weird for a van. So I have made this rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, as well as some other cars that we will get to as well. Just because I mean that's what it's supposed to be. You know, it's an easy enough thing to do, and I have done that because it's easy enough to change things in handling and vehicle ID files. I think I also made it just a little bit looser, just to have more fun. I don't know. I like to have fun. We like to have fun here, and I think it fits in great with the environment, and just looks a little bit better. This looks better than the vanilla Cabby. Okay, here we have a DeGlasse Granger. This is known as the, if you find a file online, it's the DeGlasse Granger Retro. There's a few different versions that spawn, or I guess extras. This is the, I believe it's like, what is it? Oh yeah, it says 3500 LX. This is a model that was taken from Wildlands, and then the Tom Clancy game Wildlands, and then done very nicely to be a GTA model. And I think whoever did it did a great job. because it fits in so very nicely. I love this style of Suburban. It's a classic style, and I think it fits in so nicely in Liberty City. If anyone has ever watched Sopranos, Tony Soprano drives one of these for like most of the show. So whenever I see like a kind of a darker red, I just think of that. And so I think this almost more than any other of the mods I have fits in with like this environment, especially in Alderney. So I love this one, especially with the push bar too. Like darker red with the push bar, I think is like Liberty City. I guess especially Alderney. I guess more than Liberty City, Alderney. So that's New Jersey, of course. So I love this one. This is like one of my more favorite ones. I think this was like when I started modding GTA 4 a while ago. I think this was like one of the first ones I did. So this is a great one. If you're looking to do any kind of vanilla modding with GTA 4, 10 out of 10 recommend this one because it just fits in so well. Okay, so this is the Annis Trailwilder, Trailwilder, here we go. It's supposed to be an old Nissan Pathfinder. I love like 80s and 90s Japanese 4x4s. I've owned some Frontiers, I've owned I owned a 4Runner, I've owned a bunch of like old Japanese 4x4s in real life, and they're my thing. I love them. I also owned a GMT 400 in real life. I guess I did have a thing for like old 4x4s in general, but especially these, and they're and this one I think is just great. I don't know if it really fits in with the Liberty City thing, but I don't care. It's great. It's so nice. It's a very well done model. The handles on the door. It's got some great extras. It's just very good. I love the sunroof. The modeling is great. I'm not sure. It had to have been a scratch build. I don't know where it would have come from. I don't know. There's nothing in like Rockstar that looks like it. There's nothing that I could really think of where it would have come from. So the fact that in my mind I'm picturing it as like a scratch built model, this one is just really well done. So I replaced the Comet with an older version of the Comet. This is obviously a kind of a this is from GTA Online, but it's, in my opinion, it's what the GTA Online Comet should have been. I don't like the GTA Online Comet Retro because you always have to have like the bolt-on wide body, and it looks kind of stupid. In my opinion, you should have been able to have this, and then if you wanted to do the like RWB type stuff, then you should have had the option. I'm hoping they fix that for GTA 6, because apparently in the trailer this car is there. I don't know why I'm saying apparently. It's been spotted, but the trailer doesn't mean anything. Placeholder assets exist. Moving on. But this I think looks better. It has like the older retro style wheels. There's no, everything's retro style. I think this looks a million times better than what the GTA Online one does. And I think this fits in so nicely. It's hard because I do love the GTA 4 Comet. I think it's way better than what the Comet looks like in GTA 5. I've talked about in a video rating GTA 4 cars, how that I love just what GTA 4 cars look like way more than GTA 5 cars in general. I think it just, band for band, GTA 4 cars look better than GTA 5 cars in general. But it is what it is. The person who made this nailed it. I did change the ride height, but I did find if you change the handling any more than that, it just rolled. So I didn't change the handling when I did change that back. I wanted to like make it stiffer, but then it just rolled. I changed the ride height a little bit more, but now like the problem is the wheels go through the fenders. It's not perfect. It's like perfectly imperfect. So it just is what it is. It's not like the perfect model, but at the end of the day, it's a mod. Mods are gonna sometimes have issues. So I replaced the Dilettante with the Cheval Surge. Why did I do that? I don't know. I got bored one day and just threw it in. And then I was messing with the handling and seeing what I could do. And I kind of missed the Dilettante, to be honest, but I do like that the light bar works, and I just wanted to see like what it would look like down ported, back ported. I don't know. I got bored one day and just threw it in. You know, I don't have a good reason. I like the Dilettante, but I also like the Cheval Surge and just wanted to throw it in. And I just wanted to see what it would look like and if it would fit. And I was messing with handling. I don't think it was this Bodhi when I first put it in. I think I was trying to. I don't know. This was like the most recent one I put in. I think I was still messing with it. And then I was like, I'm gonna do myself a new computer, and then haven't touched it since. So, this probably won't stay. I missed the Dilettante. I think that fits in more with everything. So, buy Surge. I still like it though. So here we have another one of the Rebels. This one is a more base model, work truck kind of thing. There's a couple, once again, there's some extras that pop in here. You get like the cap, you get the no cap, you get some like junk in the back. I have this one spawning like areas where like, you know, people would just be doing work, and like the more dingier areas where like a more base model work truck would appear. Alderney, you know, it's a part of Alderney. It's called Rook, a bunch of factories and stuff. You know, changing changing like the car groups and the car pops and stuff is a fun thing to do, or to change where like certain cars appear. So I highly recommend doing that if you're gonna like put in, whether you're gonna try to do add-on cars or you're going to just, you know, change, replace cars. Highly recommend doing that. But I like this one too. Plus, it's nice that this car pack came with like 3 different versions of this, because then it just adds to the immersion of variety. Because variety is the spice of life. And finally, we have the last version of the Rebel. So you finally let it bring when you're being done. It's called the Rebel Raider, which is a Helix Surf, and I love this. This one is probably my favorite because I have a soft spot for SUVs. I'm not as much into trucks, although I have had trucks, but I love SUVs, and this one is just my favorite. I love the wheels. I love like kind of the mag style wheels. I love that it's 2 doors, not 4. This is like the kind of sporty shit that we just don't have anymore. They don't make them like they used to, am I right? But yeah, this one's cool, and you know, I think it's so great. It's so great. I can't help but take one of these when I see it. It's so great. It's just this Raider. It's so cool. It's cool. One thing I'm gonna go off on a little bit here. I hope that they incorporate some kind of way, some mechanic that allows, you know, if a car is a 2-door but has 4 seats, that we can use those back seats somehow. Just push the fucking seat forward. Now this one is the Regina, the Dendreary Regina, and this one replaced this one. Oh my god. No, Dwayne. This one was this one replaces the Emperor. I don't care about the Emperor. I have this one replacing the Emperor, and it was a bit weird because I'm in GTA 4. This is obviously a car that came with the Lost and Damned, but I found whenever using a trainer tried to spawn it from the Lost and the Damned, broke the game. And obviously there's a way you can get it during the mission. You can take it. It's a bit of a challenge, and you know, we all did it. If we wanted this car, we all did it during the mission. You know, it's whatever. But whenever I spawned it using the trainer, it would just break the game. That's stupid. You know, whatever. This was like years ago, right? So I took the texture files and then the car files and I took handling and the ID files and whatever. I just took them out, and then I just replaced the files for the Emperor with it. So now here we have the Regina in place of the Emperor. Oh god, who cares about the Emperor? I don't care. I'd much rather have this. And then I just put it in some, I changed the handling a little bit, I made it a little bit quicker because this thing is dreadfully slow. Not so much anymore, it's a little bit faster, but realistically so. And I just put it in some groups and some, just put some groups added around because I just wanted to spawn a little bit more. Not unrealistically so, but I just wanted to spawn a little bit more because, I mean, God, like, you know, younger me, teenage me playing Lost in the Damned, my friends and I wanted this card so bad. It was stupid. I made it a little bit lower, which I think has broken that wheel, because, I mean, it looks so good low. It looks so good low. And also, by the way, this Regina looks so much better than the one in GTA 5. Just my 2 cents. Just my 2 cents. Okay, now we have the BF WAF, which is supposed to be a Passat. Now I have 2 versions of this. This is the first one. This is the CDI, which is the diesel, and it does roll. It does roll coal, kind of. It more has a backfire, and a little bit of a smoky exhaust, which took some figuring out because it was supposed to. It had the files to do that. There's 3 versions that come with the pack when you download it. We'll get to the other one later. And it was supposed to do that, but it wasn't doing it, and I had to figure out the extra. It was missing one of the extras to do that, and I was trying to figure out which one because it was like, you know, it was like extra bang or something like that, and I was trying to figure out how to do that, and so now this does this, and it's kind of funny. It's got like steelies, and you know, it's got the basic trim. And it's very base model, and I love that. I have it spawning in like the shittier areas of the map because it's supposed to be a base model, and I think it's kind of a fun one. I think it's kind of a fun one, especially since it doesn't spawn all the time. It's kind of a rare one to see. I still don't grab it all the time because it sucks to drive. It's a fun one to drive because it has kind of a unique sound to it, but it's a shitty one to drive. It's not a great one to drive. But it's still a fun one to drive. It just sucks. Yeah. So GTA San Andreas, or Breaking Bad fans might recognize this car. It's Sweet's car, the Greenwood. It's also Mike's car. But this particular car color looks more like Sweet's car. It's kind of hard to tell. It's gone gray. That's okay. It's the Greenwood. More specifically, the Shyster Greenwood. And I thought this car fit Liberty City perfectly. You know, it's got the wire wheels, it's got the thin white walls, thinnish white walls, it's got the vinyl, it's got that kind of mob feel to it, kind of. I think it fits in great. But I didn't change a thing. I didn't have to. It was Bodie and all the rays. That kind of looks like Mike's car. It's even got the red interior. There we go. Well, all right. Yeah. No, this one was great, and I love the Shyster brand. It's too bad it's like Chrysler, and I love that. But it's a shame that there's not like more of those. It's like the minivan. I think vanilla. It's like minivan, and then the Fusillade is supposed to be a Crossfire, maybe. I think. I can't think of any more off the top of my head, but it's a fun brand. They could have done a lot more with it. So here we have another vanilla car that's been changed slightly. It's the Valkyr Nebula. Not the Turbo though, it's just a Valkyr Nebula. Two-door Volvo 242. They put some like doggish wheels on it. They made it look more stock. I like it. I like Volvos. I wanted to put something Volvo in here. I really like Volvo. I'm a Volvo fan. I'm a Volvo enthusiast. I drive a Volvo. I've had so many Volvos, and I just had to put something Volvo in here. I made it where it doesn't spawn all that often, so it's a little bit like rare to see. But of course, no matter what you do in typical GTA 4 fashion, if something's gonna spawn, it's gonna spawn. You know, it's especially if you're not expecting it. So, you know, it doesn't spawn all the time. I've made everything where like everything does spawn. You know, there's certain cars that in vanilla form of this game, they're rare for no reason. Like the Solaire is like rare for no reason in vanilla form of this game. But like I've made everything where it's just like everything is going to spawn in proper places no matter what. But like, if something if something is going to spawn, it's going to spawn, and you're going to get absolutely inundated with them. So this is like one of those things now, because I wanted to make sure like, you don't see like old Volvo 242s in clean form all the time. So I wanted to make sure, like, even though I'm putting this in, that it's like, gonna be few and far between. But then like, when all of a sudden it does spawn, they spawn, because that's how GTA 4 works. I like it. Detail's good. The things they've changed are good. Detail's still good, even though it's technically backported, but I like it. I think it fits in well enough. I'll say that. So I thought this game had a weird lack of dually trucks. You know, I'm not huge on dually trucks, but I thought this game needed a dually truck. Just one. And just like the Nebula, I made this one where it doesn't spawn all that often. Because you're not going to see a lot of dually trucks in Liberty City, New York, whatever. And it's fine. I mean, the model, just like the buses, which I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if I've messed something up or if it's just how the game is, but like, if you can see the buses, when you're at like the right distance, the wheel kind of cocks out, and then when you get close enough, it kind of cocks back in. If you can see that there. These dualies kind of do the same thing. In fact, I can't remember if any other truck does it, but I know these dualies and the buses do that. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's just a render distance thing or what. But as far as like model goes and driving goes, these are both great. I didn't change anything. I think I added a couple colors. I added a yellow color. I added a yellow color to this that I thought looks really good. It's kind of like a school bus yellow. I see like a lot of like work trucks in yellow, and I thought that this needed a yellow, so I did add that. But other than that, I didn't add anything to it. I think it drives great. It's a good addition. It's a really good addition. So this is the Shyster Newark, another Chrysler. I think out of all the brands, the Shyster cars have just had the best impact on the environment. Because I hate driving this thing, but this thing just looks so Liberty City / New York. What's the name? Newark. Come on. It's just like a base model. I think they're called like the Chrysler K car, not to be confused with the Japanese K car. It doesn't even have a right side mirror. What is that on the dashboard? That's funny. I never noticed that. But this is just like an awful thing to drive, but it adds to the environment so well. I put it in like Bohong and Broker. I put it in certain parts of Algonquin. Because you can it's broken up by like section of Algonquin, and I just think it adds to the environment so very well. To make it just, it's just like, just a shitty old car. It's just a shitty old base model car that you would see anybody drive. It's kind of like the Willard in that way. And the thing about the Willard is it's another one of those cars in vanilla form of GTA 4. Just doesn't spawn all that well. This thing brakes like garbage. It drives like garbage. Handles like garbage. Accelerates like garbage. It is like that car. It is just such a piece of trash. I hate this car. But it's here because of it just works with the environment so very well. What an absolute piece of junk. But 10 out of 10, I do recommend. Alright, here's the Flash BS5, which is basically the Focus ZX5 4-door version. And yes, you can replace a 2-door car with a 4-door car. You just have to go into the vehicle ID and change it to where the game recognizes it as a 4-door car, and everything's fine. And then I also just made sure that the game recognized that it was front-wheel drive, not rear-wheel drive, and that's easy enough. It's like changing in one single number. I did a whole video on how to do that. That was easy enough. Also made it where the handling is a little bit lower and stiffer, because I like my Focuses to be stiff. I actually really like the generation of Focus this is based off of, and I think this looks great. It's like a very kind of base model Focus ZX5. I think this whole model is great. I think when you download this pack, it comes with like 3 or 4 different versions of it, ranging from like a base model hatchback to like a Focus RS version of this Focus, and I think, or Flash, Focus, whatever, who gives a fuck. So I think that it's great. I think they should have done something similar. I think the Flash, should have been in GTA 5 Online, except it is, but it's only like a rally car, which, whatever, it should have been like a more base model version of it, just driving around. I think it would have been better than the Blista that there is. I don't like that car. It's another one of the garbage GTA 5 cars. God, I hate most of the GTA 5 cars. I would do a video rating GTA 5 cars or ranking, whatever, but most of them are just garbage. God, okay, but this one I think is just amazing. Classic example of modders doing better than the devs themselves. But yeah, this one's great. 10 out of 10. Fucking love it. So we have the Canis Seminole. I think it's the Canis Seminole Classic in GTA Online. This one I think they did a great job improving on that for a kind of vanilla lore environment. The wood paneling is straight from GTA Online. They did a great job kind of improving or removing the weird kind of wavy trim, which you can still see here, but blending it in where it doesn't look awful. Plus the wheels they did with the thin white trim, which if you're not familiar, this is kind of what the XJ Wagoneer trim looked like from like the either late 80s or early 90s, back when the XJs first came out, which is the one I went for. When you download this pack, there's a few different options you can choose. You can throw them all in if you want to do add-ons, or you can make it a more stable experience like I did and just replace, which is what I do. It's easy enough to do. If you want to like swap them out, or just replace cars with every single one, I don't care. If you're a big Jeep person, which I am not, I just wanted to choose one. I do like Wagoneers, and I do kind of like the XJs. They're decent enough, versatile, utilitarian enough vehicles, solid, better than Wranglers in my opinion, because you can actually do stuff with them. But I went with this one because I think out of all the vehicles, it kind of fits in with the environments I put it in. Having a Jeep doesn't really make sense in like a Liberty City environment, but at least with the Wagoneer, or like a woody kind of more luxury style Jeep, it kind of makes a little bit more sense. As far as like having a family SUV, so that's the one I went with, and I think they did a great job. Kind of like standardizing the look since you can't customize anything in GTA 4, at least not without mods, which I don't have any customization mods or anything. So, yeah, great mod. They did a great job. I like this one. So here we have the Maibatsu Monstrosity. Clever name. This is probably one of the most clever names Rockstar ever came up with. Maybe. I don't know. They're not very clever naming their shit, so the bar isn't very high. But I do like this one. Once again, when you download this one, there's a few different ones you can choose. I chose this one. I think this one looks most like the Mitsubishi Montero that I like, so I went with this one. Plus I think it fits in with the environment the most because it's just kind of like a family SUV. Throw it in Albany, throw it in, Broker, Bohan, whatever. I guess you could throw it in Algonquin. I guess families do exist in the city. Whatever. And I guess, it makes sense. Or just people, for some reason, who are stupid and need a big SUV in the city exist. So yeah, that's kind of what I did. Just throw it around different places like that. It's nice. It's nicely done. They did a great job of taking a two-door and making it a four-door and grafting certain things on and slicing certain things off for this mod. It looks nice. It's great. It's good. I like it. It's a good mod. Drives great. Handles great. I don't think I changed anything in this one. I think I added a couple colors because it's like a two-tone color scheme. So I think I added a couple of colors. I think I actually took a couple of colors away that just looked awful. And I added a couple of like single tone color schemes. But I didn't change anything to the handling because the handling was pretty good. Because I haven't owned one of these, but I've driven quite a few because I was looking at these. when I needed a new car a couple of years ago. So I just wanted to match how I remember driving. I don't know, I'm stupid. Next one. Alright, GTA 4 wouldn't be complete without an old BMW. We got the Equinox Seraph. It's good. I mean, I really like this generation of 5 Series that this is based off of. You got the wheels that just look so proper. You got the front headlight wipers. I mean, the style is just understated. It's nice. It's clean. Model's just clean. It's just a nice. It's just a good one. It fits in great. I think it's a good one. I think it's great. I think I have this like in almost every part of the city, almost, because I think it just fits in everywhere. You know, like almost anyone in the city could be driving this car. You know, from a business person to like a gang member to, you know, a family person. You know, and anyone could be driving this. I think it just fits Liberty City so well. This is like just a great car to have. So this one's great. It's just fun to drive. You know, it's just a great car to drive. So yeah, I like this one a lot. So Landslark was always a favorite car of mine to drive when I first got this game, when I was younger, way younger. But I never quite liked how it looked. I thought it was always kind of weird to me. I always kind of picked up that the Landstalker was a Navigator. The Ben Drury brand was Lincoln. So I always like thought it kind of looked weird to me, but luckily, it's been improved with some new wheels, a shorter wheelbase, chrome bits everywhere, and a navigation screen. Unfortunately, my favorite part about the GTA 4 version has been taken away, and that's the screens and the back headrests of the front seats. But I think overall, it's worth getting rid of those if we can just have an improved model of it, which I think makes it look a little bit more like a Navigator. I think it's worth it. I really like this model. I think it's great. I think it's great overall. Just improved. Let me know what you think. I think it's better. So this is one that I was messing with. I think this was one I was messing with like around the same time that I threw the Cheval Surge in here. I'm not sure if I like it because the Shafter already exists, especially like the Validate Tony one already still exists. This is very similar to that. It almost looks more like an E-Class than an S-Class to me, but it's still very similar. Like very, very similar. You know, it has like more LED kind of lights, has the glass roof. I'm not sure if this one's gonna stay when I like reinstall everything, but it's here for now. It feels faster, it has better wheels, but I don't know if it'll stay. If anything, I might like see if messing around in Validate Tony and replacing this with his. Everyone's interrupting me. And messing around with his and replacing this with that with this breaks anything, because like a lot of scripted stuff happens with that car. But I like this one better than that one, especially since the wheels. I really like the wheels and the roof and the LED lights. I think it works really nice with that. But it's an improvement overall. But I still like the OG Shafter. I really like that one. So we're gonna see. Here we have the Willard Idaho, and this one is like perfect mix of like muscle and luxury. I love this car so much. Plus, it looks so much like the GTA 3, like the 3D version of the Idaho. I think it's so well done. It's like I think I changed the handling a little bit to make it just a little bit. I think I changed the vehicle files a little bit to make it a little bit quicker and a little bit less bouncy. But overall, like, this car is so nice. It's got like a nice big hood ornament, Willard, which is I which is I believe it to be Oldsmobile. There's some like I've seen some talk about like if Willard is Buick or if Classique is Buick or if Classique is Oldsmobile or like which one Willard or Classique is Buick or Oldsmobile. I believe Willard to be Oldsmobile, but I don't know. People can argue that, you know, whatever. At the end of the day, is anything really anything? It's all Rockstar shit, you know. So and it's all interchangeable. I mean, like a lot of these brands don't make fucking sense. Like why is the Cheval Surge? Why is the Surge in Cheval not the Class? And it's the same thing with the what's the 4-door one? It's supposed to be like a Holden or a Holden Commodore or Chevy SS. Like why is that one under Cheval? So I don't know. Like nothing makes sense. Everything's just Rockstar. It's all Rockstar just, you know, making their own versions of real things. So who cares? I really like this one. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that somebody did an HD version of a 3D car that I really love driving in the older games. So I really like this one a lot. I think it fits in really good with Liberty City too. So yeah. So here we have the Wildfire V8, the Albany Wildfire V8. Which is supposed to be based off like a Cadillac STS with like a V8, so maybe a little bit more sporty and like rounded. It's a Max Payne 3 car that's been touched up a little bit and changed a little bit. I think this one's fun. It's front wheel drive. I think I made it front wheel drive because Cadillac STSs are front wheel drive. And it is a menace to drive. It is so fun. I love menacing front wheel drive cars. I know I'm in a minority of people who love front wheel drive cars, but I love big stupid front wheel drive cars or anything that's front wheel drive that comes with wheel spin and torque steer. And I mean I love front wheel drive cars in general because I think they're fun to drive. But I love anything that's just ridiculous and silly to drive. So I think front wheel drive is like a fun thing. And that's why I changed some things to be front-wheel drive. But this one is fun. I think it's great that it's coming from another game that's coming from Max Payne 3. I think it's great to kind of like... Obviously this doesn't make anything canon. Max Payne 3 is not... Max Payne and especially Max Payne 3, like, none of them are from Rockstar or from GTA's universe. There's no crossover whatsoever, but I like to think that the Albany Wildfire being in here just is a little nod for myself because I love Max Payne 3 so much. So that's all. It's just this is for me. I do this for me. That's all this is. It's for me. Great car though. I mean the modeling's a little bit but like Max Payne 3's cars were never meant to be like the focus. So if you haven't seen that video, go look at my video where I show the cars. So here we have the Merit, which may not look too different, but it is a little bit different. You notice there's new emblem, new emblems actually, new wheels. I changed, or I didn't change. I put in a new model that is supposed to style it to look a little bit more like a Impala SS of this body style. So it's still front-wheel drive because I changed the front-wheel drive. That's what I changed. I changed it to be front-wheel drive, and then this one has a little bit more power, so it's a little bit quicker. Also something I changed, and then the front-wheel drive, and then the body style is a little bit different. So it's supposed to be more like an Impala SS of this body style, and then it just looks a little more sporty, which I think is fun. Oh shit! And that's it. Just changed a little bit. Because I think this is a good car. I think you know the Chevy Impala for like the whole 2000s was the most into the 2010s was the most popular car in America. Pretty sure, at least like top 5. So can't really get rid of that, and that's what it's based off of. So just make some changes. And now here's the new minivan, the Karin Sonora. You already saw the cabby version. Here's a normal version. It's the Toyota Sienna, at least it's supposed to be. I am only sad that they did not have like a sliding door mechanic, but that just is what it is. There's nothing you can really do about that. I still think this model looks great, even with the 4 normal doors that just kind of make it look like a weird SUV, almost like an MPV. Almost just kind of looks like an MPV instead of a like a minivan, like one of those '90s Mazda MPVs that didn't have the sliding doors, which is fine. I mean, it's still a van. It's still, I think the model still looks great. Still looks better than the vanilla Cabby. And this one has different wheels. This one has like more of the sportier wheels, like a higher trim, which makes sense because it's the Sonora AV. Don't know what that stands for. Don't care. It looks great. Roof rack. We have the Executioner. This thing is slow as hell. I do love the Ford Excursion. I think it's one of the biggest, stupidest SUVs to ever exist. Actually, that's like an objective fact. That's like one of the biggest, stupidest SUVs to ever exist. But I also think it's very cool. I think it's so cool. You get like a V10 inside, and you get a big, stupid diesel. It's just a cool, stupid SUV. I think you can get a V10 inside it. Pretty sure they have V10 Excursion. Or you can get like the stupid 5.4 Triton, which that's what this has. Not a Triton, but 5.4. Which explains why it's so dreadfully slow. But I think it's just cool. I think it fits in great. I have it spawning mostly in Algonquin, and also El Derny, because I think that's where it fits in the most. So I remember like when I went to New York, which in case you didn't know, here's a fun fact, GTA 4 fun fact, Liberty City is based off New York. When I went to New York, I remember seeing tons, and this was years ago, I saw tons of excursions in Manhattan. They're probably used as like security cars and limos and chauffeur cars and whatever the fuck. So that's where I saw them the most, and that's where I put them. So it makes sense to me. I have 2 colors, or I think I did 3 colors, black, gray, and white. I got rid of all the other colors. So that's where they spawn, in El Derny, in Algonquin, and black, gray, and white. And that's them. That's them. I also think they look the best in black, and I don't say that about most cars. So here we have the first police car that has been changed. I replaced the Noose car with the classic, not classic, but the Vapid, just the normal Interceptor, I guess. If you've played GTA 5 or GTA Online, you recognize this, but I thought the normal Noose car was getting kind of stale, but at the same time, I just, as dated as the Vapid same year Noose car was getting, I also I didn't want to see these all the time. So this is just what chases me now if I get into like a Noose pursuit. Just adds a little bit more variety and whatever, and also fuck Noose. So Noose no longer chases me, at least not in their cars. They chase me in these, which is fair enough, I think. So here we have the upgraded Patriot. I went with the pickup truck version, but I do have the SUV version. It's just, I guess, slightly more noticeable on the pickup truck version, which kind of is, the SUV and the SUT H2. There's a bunch of different extras. You can get it with the tire, without the tire, front push bar, no front push bar. But I think this version is my favorite because it's just, the most noticeable of the upgraded versions with I guess, with the extra or without the extra. I guess, would you call the back pickup truck bed the extra or without the extra? Because it doesn't have the SUV thing. I don't know. And then the tire, so that's an extra, but it doesn't have the front push bar. I don't know. Who knows? But I like this one. It makes so much difference. And I hated that stupid American flag graphic that they would sometimes have on the side. It just looks so awful. I think, and then the Patriot in GTA 5 looks almost exactly the same. Just worse wheels, or like, and worse details. Just, oh god, they look so bad. Just, oh my god. I'm not gonna get into GTA 4 or GTA 5. You have the Annis Space, which is the Nissan Xterra. I did a whole video on this one. I like this one a lot. The proportions, once again, are a little bit weird. I think they could have done it a little bit bigger. Just driving this around, like, when I first got it, I thought it was really great, but just driving around a little bit more and comparing it to other traffic and the sizes, I think it's a little bit on the smaller side. compared to what it like should be. But you know, I think it just, you know, cars do get smaller. Cars have gotten smaller. Okay. Did I spawn it? I never spawned it. I think cars have just gotten maybe smaller, so maybe that's why. Or the proportions of the mod when they made it just were smaller. You know, like, you know, not all cars are built to the same proportions, but like putting this next to like the Sigma, the Korean Sigma that I was talking about earlier in the video, just it's a noticeable, like, you know, proportion difference. Like, it's like the scales are weird. It's like putting two Hot Wheels that are slightly different scales next to each other. It's noticeable. That's my biggest issue with this car. I still love this. It's still a great model. It looks so good. And there's some extras that are just fantastic. Wheel and push bars and stuff. It's great. It's a great model. So then we have the Dinka Postlude. Prelude, Postlude. But this one is just kind of fits in great. There's certain areas where I had it spawning. Got a couple extras. The roof bars and the sunroof. You may probably remember this one from GT Online. But I just thought like an old Honda would fit in, kind of like how I did with the Civic, but, you know, even older. It's got the stock wheels, stock ride height, nothing special, but I think it fits in. Fits in great. You know, not every car is going to be something wonderful and fantastic and super cool, but it's just all about enhancing the environment, enhancing the immersion. Same thing. That's why I changed the box build and the fencing. So I just wanted a better environment, and, you know, more variety and more, just more better. And I really like that shifter. I really like the wheel. I really like that interior. So that's what that one's all about. I like that one a lot. Adds to it. Adds to everything very nicely. Alright, the Pinnacle I didn't change, obviously, but I did make it front wheel drive. So that's so important to me. You don't have to see that. I did make it front wheel drive. So very, very important. I did make it front wheel drive, and now it's one of the best things in the game. Making cars front wheel drive that should be front wheel drive. This is a Nissan Maxima. Nissan Maximas are front wheel drive. You have to make your Nissan Maxima front wheel drive. You have, if your Pinnacle isn't front wheel drive and you have GTA 4, if there's one thing you change in GTA 4, make the Annis Pinnacle front wheel drive, and the Declasse Merit while you're at it. Okay, so here's another police car that spawns. These are probably this is one that chases me around most, probably. It's just the classic, the Declasse Premier. I guess this is technically a Max Payne 3 car too. I don't know if I really touched on this one in my video where I talk about Max Payne 3 cars. I think I touched on the what's it called, the civilian version. I don't think I touched on the police version. This is the police version. I think it looks great. The graphics look great, like, on it. The other LCPD graphics. Wheels are great. I mean, it just looks like a proper, you know, 90s police car, and that's what I was going for. I don't know why. Like when I first started doing this, about a year ago, when I first started like changing a bunch of mods in and out, going for a full like vanilla lore one. I was like, I'm gonna go for like 90s, early 2000s, and then there were just like a couple that I really wanted to put in that weren't that. We'll show the other police while I'm talking. And then I was just like, oh well, you know, here's the other police. And then there were other like ones that were like later, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll go for this vanilla. It won't be just 2000s. It won't be like early 2000s at best. It'll be like mostly that, but I guess some will just sneak through. Here's the other police. It's just a Declasse Granger. It's fine. I like that too. It's weird to have like a police Suburban, but you know, I'm sure those exist. Maybe it's kind of a weird like pursuit vehicle, but I mean like they chase you with like the news chases you with police Hummers at some point. So like, who cares about the realism of it all? What the hell is this thing doing? Get out of here. And the last police vehicle, which is not vanilla in any way, shape, or form, it does pair nicely with the Police Interceptor, which is vanilla, is the Police Scout, which replaces the Police Patriot. So when I'm being chased by News, I'm at that level. I'm being chased by these two, and they're both. It's two Vapids. I mean, it kind of goes from like the 90s into like modern era very quickly. It's like, getting chased through time. I guess that was stupid. Whatever. So here's another Shyster, the Shyster Murray. Another just miserable base model New York Liberty City vibes type car, based off like the early to mid 2000s Chrysler Sebring. It's just a miserable looking car again. Somebody who finally trades up their Shyster Newark but doesn't want to change brands goes with the Shyster Murray. It's just you finally get a passenger side mirror. You finally have 4 doors, but that's because the 2-door looks a little sporty nowadays. It's so just oh man. It does kind of remind me of the GTA 3, 3D GTA Karuma, at least the back end. So it's very fun. It's very cool. Seeing it parked on the street just once again, it's one of those things that adds to the immersive variety in the environment. So it's nice to have. It's nice to have that kind of thing. All right, so we needed a Buffalo, but we already had the Buffalo in Ballad of Gay Tony. I didn't want to bring that back to normal GTA 4 because I play normal GTA 4 more than I play episodes. To be honest, I love Nico. I love Nico. So I brought in the Buffalo V6. And that's right. This is just a normal V6. It'd be almost rental car spec without the spoiler, but oftentimes one spawns in without the spoiler. And I've never noticed, but is there one with like a weird ground effects? I swear there's one that looks even more base than this. But whatever. This is just a Buffalo V6, and it's very base and it's very boring. It just drives almost like any other car, and they spawn as far as spawning goes. They're just very mid spawn. They don't spawn all that often. I didn't change anything about the spawn. They just kind of spawn in very mid frequently, and that's what I wanted. The wheels are not they're not that sporty. It's just a car. It's like if you wanted a car and you bought a Charger just as a daily commute type car because you don't care about being that sporty, but maybe you like the looks. And that's what the Buffalo V6 is, and I appreciate that. So here we have the Vapid Riata. The Vapid Riata, obviously based off a Ford Bronco. I think this is a super nice model. Has a lot of cool extras. Actually, no, I think it just has one extra. For some reason I was thinking that the back cap came off, which it does on like normal Broncos. I don't believe it comes off on this one actually. But it does have a front push bar, which is an extra that does not always spawn on it. But it's a Vapid Riata on the back. Wheel cover is a cool extra touch. And there is a flat white one which will spawn, which is a fun thing. Because OJ. It's a nice model. I'm not sure if it really fits into like Liberty City and New York, but it drives nice and it's fun to just kind of like thrash around and beat stuff. It's like very tough. Like it's an abnormal amount of tough for a GTA 4 car. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like it's abnormally tough. I don't know. Like, it's like it's a normal like car, but it's got like the toughness of like the stockades. I don't know how to explain it more than like that. I don't know. It's maybe about I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a very tough car. And they don't spawn all that often, and I didn't change anything about how they spawn. They just don't spawn all that often. So I don't know. They're fun though. So here's another Shyster, which I'm thinking Shyster, through all the things that I've added, might be one of my favorite companies in GTA 4, at least. This is called the Compact Wagon. A boring name, but just an interesting car. I love the little dot lights, and it's got the swoopy lights on the back, or in the front, but then on the back, they got kind of lazy. Proportions are weird, but it's just, maybe it's a proportionally weird car in real life too. I haven't stood next to one of these in a long time. I think they're just slowly dying out in real life, but it's based off a PT Cruiser, and it's so fun. It's just a fun car. It's, God, like, I wish Rockstar needs to put these in the game, in like GTA in real life. Just like, I want to know what they would do like in like a vanilla, with a vanilla PT Cruiser. I don't know what they would call it, or what to call it, like what they would do with their version of a PT Cruiser, what they would call it, what the customizations would be. But I think the PT Cruiser is like, as far as like that 2000s era where like everyone was doing like modern retro stuff, the PT Cruiser is like the coolest one. Like Chevy had the HHR, and Plymouth did the Prowler as well, and you know, everyone was doing that retro stuff. The SSR, Chevy also did the SSR as well, and this is like the coolest one. I love the PT Cruiser. I don't care what anyone says. This is just a fun thing. It's just still slow and miserable to drive. It doesn't handle well. It doesn't drive well. It's not quick. The handling file for this car is weird, because if I make it, it's like kind of all-wheel drive, has like a front wheel bias as far as like the handling setup went, but then if I make it full front wheel drive, it just spins out because it's such a heavy thing. It just spins forever. It's absolutely ridiculous. But then if I like change anything about that, it just like flops around and just rolls over, and it's such a ridiculous thing that this model, this mod, it's so funny. This car, this PT Cruiser, everything about it ever is just absolutely ridiculous. But I love the PT Cruiser. In real life, I would love to get one of those like manual 2.4 turbo ones that are basically a Neon SRT4 with a PT Cruiser body on it, and then just like big turbo and put a crazy suspension and take it auto crossing and take it tracking and everything. They're cool. I don't care what anyone says. PT Cruisers can be fun, can be cool. And they had a convertible version of that thing too. They're cool. I don't care what anyone says. And this mod is been a fun experience for me trying to mess with it as well. So, anyway, this one's fun. I don't know. This is a fun car and a fun mod. So I found this one. This is the Vapid Coyote. Obviously based off a early Bronco. I don't know if it's like the first gen Broncos, but based off a earlier Bronco. And I really liked it. And I was like, it doesn't really fit in at all with Liberty City or New York or anything. But I really liked it. Put it in, and I just made it where it like doesn't spawn, like barely ever. I put it in where it like spawns in like Alderney, and like Algonquin, all through like Algonquin, but like barely ever. And that's like about it. But it's such a nicely done mod and model. It's just so well done. I just had to like throw it in. It's so nice, and there's like some extras, like the roof comes off. It's just so nice. So I recommend this one if you like Broncos or if you like 4x4s and shit like that. So this is the Impante Phoenix, but it's not just the Impante Phoenix, it's the 455 RS, which takes the Phoenix. They took the Phoenix model from GTA 5, and they improved on it in every single way. They shortened it, they lowered it, they just made it better in like every single way. And it positively fucks. Like, it just looks so good. Like, it just looks like what it should have looked like in GTA 5. Because the one in GTA 5 looks really stupid. I'm sorry. And, these buses are just killing me. GTA 4 working overtime to spawn these buses in. You want a bus? No? How about now? 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 Now? But I love the 455 RS. it's such a good model. Like it just really is. Like damn, like it's just such a good model. I think the roof line's a little bit higher. The windows or the windshield's not as sloped. It's shorter with a shorter wheelbase. I think I don't know, but I think it's either a little bit lower or a little bit higher. But either way, like the suspension is a little bit better. It just looks more. It just looks proper. Like damn, it's just overall better. Like come on, this just looks nicer. Because the Phoenix in GTA 5 just sucks. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Oh my god, it's just nicer. Plus the 455 RS is just a good that's just a good name. That's just a good name. So this is another one that I recently installed like in the last batch with the Dilettante or with the Surge, the new Shafter, and the I guess in this one, and it's the Bravado Vulture, I believe. And I'm having a weird problem with this one where it just keeps like popping, like backfiring. No matter what I do with the vehicle ID files, like I was working on the handling, I was working on all that, I added in a couple of like color files, but no matter what I do, it just keeps like popping, backfiring, and I can't get it to stop, and I just, oh, Jesus, and it's like it's bothering me, because like that's tied to the vehicle ID files, and I made that happen with the the BF Loft that I showed, so I know how to make it happen, but it's not even a thing in the vehicle ID files for this car, so I don't know why it's doing it with this one, and I can't make it stop. I don't know if it's not like tied to the engine noise for this car. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I've even put like different engine noises in with this car. I can't get it to not do it, and it's driving me insane. I'm hoping that when I do a fresh install and start putting in things that it'll like, you know, that hopefully it'll stop, but I'm losing it on this one. I was working on this one before, but oh man, it has just been. I've been up the wall with this one, or was when I was working on it, but it's still a nice model, and it's still fun to drive, but it's just, oh man, it's kind of driving me crazy. Or was. I haven't done anything with it in a while, so maybe I'll go back to it at some point. Well, wait, I guess it doesn't matter, but yeah. So we have the Bravado Recursion with the 3-liter V6, imported for Bravado, which I think is a nice touch, because this is based off of the Dodge Stealth, but I think it's got a couple of, like, you know, 90s Mustang, especially with the wheels, but it's based off the Dodge Stealth. The Dodge Stealth, if anybody who doesn't know, was a kind of a rebadged, slightly restyled Mitsubishi 3000 GT, which was made in Japan and then imported for Dodge. So I think it's a fun touch that they did it imported for Bravado, whoever made this mod. I think that's such a fun, clever touch. I love that so much. I love this mod. It's so cool. I love the things on the hood, which were for the bigger dampers on the RTTT models and the VR4, and then on the GDM GTOs, which is what they were called. This is just a really nice model. I love this. I'm just like biased because I love these cars. I owned a VR4 back in the day. Great cars, super underrated cars. They used to be like worth nothing. The price has gone up a little bit, but compared to like other 90s, like, you know, Japanese sports cars that are like comparable, as far as like, you know, like Supras and twin turbo RX-7s and stuff like that, they don't hold their value like nearly as well, which is crazy because the technology in them is like insane. Like my VR4 had like the active aero that worked and had like passive all-wheel steering and that worked. Like everything worked, and it was just like the value was nothing. I got it for nothing, and when I went to sell it, it was worth nothing compared to like what a comparably aged and mild Supra or RX-7 was. I'm like, that's insane. But market is what the market is. I love this mod. I love this model. I love the fun little like Easter egg touches. Um, it's a cool one. It's a cool one for sure. So now we have the Dubashi. It's like X6, XSL, X. Does it say it on here somewhere? No, it just says Dubashi. It's like XS L650R, something like that. This one is it's another it's a Rockstar car. It's a model that they've used in a couple games like Midnight Club and Max Payne. It's been used and reused, and now it's in GTA 4. And I love this car. I love bringing it into GTA 4. It's fun. It's not perfect. Like the headlights are a little bit wonky. The interior is not the greatest, but I just love that it's here. It fits in well enough. It's a little rough around the edges because I mean it's an older model, you know. Almost kind of looks like an old like James Bond model. If James Bond didn't have like licensed, you know, things to use, it almost kind of looks like that they use that or something that they would use, or like a James Bond ripoff game or something, you know. But yeah, I mean it's okay. I like it. I don't know if I'll put it back in, but it's here. It was here. It was here. Now we got the buses. We got the Class A Tahoma Coupe. Come on. I'm cutting you off. Oh my god, Jesus. We got the Class A Tahoma Coupe. It's been changed a little bit to just make it standardized as far as like, you know, the looks of it. So we have just these nice kind of muscle mag, steely wheels. I don't know what to call them exactly. You got white wall tires. Nice. You got a nicely styled interior. I love that red with the cream exterior. Obviously a bunch of colors. I added a couple more too. And that's it. That's it. It's nice. It's so fun to drive, but I think this thing's fun to drive in GTA Online as well. Honestly. Despite my hatred of GTA 5, I do occasionally play GTA Online with friends and stuff. But it is nice, and I think it fits in with GTA 4 very well. And it looks nice, and it's kind of like standardized look for GTA 4. Looks great. Alright, another truck that has been changed for the look in the game. This is the Steed. This one, just given like a little bit older, the box has been graffitied up. Almost kind of the same front end as the ambulance, but not quite, because I don't like everything just being the same. I like variety. Adds to the immersion. So it's a little bit different. I believe that the front end is a little bit aged. It's like a little bit like older body style. It's still vapid, but just a little bit older. Different mirrors, and then the graffiti on the box, just a different box, but it's great. It's still nice. Yeah, not much more to say to that. I don't ever drive this thing, but it just adds to the immersion of the environment. 4500 turbo diesel. Nice. Okay, here we have the Bison, the Kabato Bison. Everybody that plays GTA 5 knows this truck. You see them all the time. You're forced to drive it in the story mode. You know this truck. You love this truck, or you hate the truck. Who gives a shit? But this one has a bunch of extras: bed covers, front push bars. It's got these nice wheels that make it look a little bit more city-like, as far as like just like a sports trim or a luxury trim. I like it. I think it fits. As far as like a truck goes, I think it fits in the city. It's hard to kind of like do trucks in like a city environment because like trucks, like obviously you have to do work trucks and box trucks in the city, but as far as like just a normal, I don't know, like lighter medium duty pickup in the city, especially when it doesn't look like a work truck, it's kind of hard because like what idiot has a pickup truck living in a city or going to a city? So I think this one kind of fits in well enough. I don't see them all that often. I didn't change anything about that. I don't know if it's just how it spawns in naturally, but I think it works well enough at least. I think the push bar works well enough. Where I live and in New York, I see a lot of like you know, bigger SUVs and trucks owned by people that have these push bars. I think just because like parking sucks and people are stupid and don't know how to park without bumping into shit. So I think that kind of works well on this one. So this is one I added early on when I was trying to go for like the 90s into the early 2000s kind of look. And I just never changed it because honestly I think this looks better than the stretch that's in the game. I don't have a problem with it, but the wheels on the GTA 4 stretch look very like industrial or utility, and I'm like, why are those the wheels on the stretch limousine? GTA always had a problem with limos. I don't know why. They just like all their limos always look very scuffed. I don't know. But here we have the kind of like the Emperor limo. Emperor that's been limofied, limousined. It's got the big antenna on the back. This looks more 80s than 90s, but whatever. Like a Pretty Woman type limo, if anybody's seen that movie. But I like it, and it's got these old license plates, like old style license plates. It's unique, you know. I see him driving, I'm like, that's crazy. Like that's got a unique plate. No other car has that. That's fun, and I think it's like, you know, in 2023, you're not going to see a limo like that. You're going to see like the SUVs. You're going to see Suburbans, because you don't have town cars anymore. And you're going to see those like ugly bubble-shaped like Lincoln MKZ limousines. Limousines suck nowadays. I don't use limousines, but God, they just suck nowadays. They look awful. I miss the days of like Hummer limos and like big Cadillac limos. I miss those. Not that I've ever taken limos, but God, like these look luxury. Limos nowadays just look like minivans, because they pretty much are. But I like this, and I'm keeping this, and I like the detail inside. 'Cause it's got like a TV, and the interior looks nice, and everything looks nice in this one. I like this limo. And then of course you have the normal Scout. For some reason it's supercharged. I don't know. It's supposed to be like an EcoBoost Explorer, but it's supercharged. I don't know why. I don't know why they supercharge it, but it's supercharged. Honestly, I wish more things were supercharged. I prefer supercharged to turbocharged, but I think turbocharging things is just more reliable. But it's supercharged, and I mean this fits in. Explorers fit in anywhere. They just do. You can't not have Explorers. It fits in. You have the police version. You have the civilian version. What else do I really say about it? It looks great though. I mean it's supercharged. And we have the Pegassi Typhoon. This one is nice. I mean, I have these spawning in. Not often. These I have rare, but I do have them spawning in probably about as frequently as I have the Coyote, because these, I love driving these. These are nice. I mean, the blue interior, the yellow. I mean, this is a spec. This is a hell of a spec. With the carbon wing too. I mean, these are nice. This is a nice model. This is some shit you'll never see Rockstar making. I mean, this was like something I could see them making for GTA 4, but they'll never make shit that looks this nice for like GTA Online or GTA 6. I mean, this is just a nice model. Whoever made this fucks so hard. I mean, the mirrors up top. I mean, this is nice. I love this. This is great. I have nothing but... I mean, the exhaust coming out of the grates in the back, the little, like, you can see the engine popping through. I mean, this might be better than any supercar. I mean, this fits in with the GTA 4 supercars, but I'm not huge on, like, supercars at all, but, like, this is for sure better than any supercar that they've made for GTA 5 or Online. This might be the best. Like, oh my gosh. This thing just fucks so hard. Even wrecked, it looks nice. It makes you want to give all your money to a Copart auction and make a YouTube series rebuilding it, doesn't it? I mean, goddamn. Could you believe we're almost done? Alright, we have the Declasse Mamba, and they did... I don't know who they are, but they did a very nice job with the Declasse Mamba. Because this looks so nice compared to GTA Online. Like, I love the Declasse Mamba in GTA Online. It's a great car because I love the Shelby Cobra, but this looks so much better. The wheels, the details, the front bumper, the roll bars, the interior. I mean, when the interior looks better in GTA 4 than GTA Online, come on. The side pipes, everything. Once again, like, I can't have this spawning all the time because it's not realistic, but when I see one of these, I just can't help but just fucking... Oh my gosh. I mean, come on. Like, this is a great one. This is another great one. So we can't talk about Liberty City without talking about taxis. And obviously, this is a classic taxi look. Like, as much as I would love like a Checker Marathon type taxi, because that's New York. This I think is a classic kind of look. You know, you got the Class A. I think this is called like a Class A taxi. I don't remember what this is what the real name is called. But this is a classic look. This reminds me of like, you know, Die Hard with a Vengeance, going through like Central Park when they're headed to the whatever that call was, when there was like a bomb in the whatever. That's a great scene, and this reminds me of that, and I love that. So this is kind of like a classic New York taxi look for me. I don't care if it's like 2008 or 2024. I said 23 before. Damn, it takes me like a whole year to remember what year it is, and then it's another year again. But this is just a classic look for me, and I love this car. It's fun. It drives great. I loosened the handling and raised the suspension a little bit because in Live Free or Die Hard with a Vengeance, theirs was like raised and like very kind of like loose off-road suspension so they could drive through the park and do the jumps. I wanted it to kind of emulate that because I'm stupid. So I did that as much as I could without it just being absolutely undrivable. I don't recommend it. And then the other one, very simple, is the same one. It's the Class A Premier Taxi, same one as the cop car, but just a taxi. Got the push bar in the front, same thing, very simple. So here we have the Burger Fahrzeuge, or BF, you know, Volkswagen, Club GTR. This one I think I put on when I was messing with the suspension, and then I got bored doing other things. I was trying to make it as low and as stiff as possible without it rolling over, because that's like what the GTI is known for. I don't like Volkswagen all that much, but the early GTIs are just like that. It's like the birth of the hot hatch, and that's like the greatest car ever made is the hot hatch. So I put it in, and I was still working on it, and then I got distracted doing other things, and then I put more mods in, and I forgot about it, and I was actually reminded about it when I spawned this in. Because I honestly don't drive them all that much. I think I was like working on some other colors too, because like it comes in some cool colors, oranges and yellows and great reds and stuff like that. You know, like a lot of other early hot hatches do. But this one's great. I think when I first put it in, it was rear-wheel drive though. If I remember correctly, I had to change it to front-wheel drive. I don't remember 100%. Maybe I'm thinking of a different hatchback mod that I put in at some point, but they did a great job modeling, because obviously this is not what the club looks like from GTA Online, where this originally comes from. So they did a great job just kind of standardizing the looks of it for GTA 4. You know, the stance looks great, the modeling like of the trim and the interior and Club GTR, that's great. I think everything looks like really good on it. I don't really have any other qualms or issues. I think, if anything, maybe a couple of extras, maybe like, you know, maybe a different roof spoiler, or like a roof rack, or maybe like you know, a splitter or something in the front would be nice. Um, just to make it a little bit nicer, something like that, you know? So this one is the Impante Le Mans, or sorry, Monaco, based off the Pontiac Le Mans, which was a car that you pretty much just only see in this kind of condition. This is the four-door sedan version of it. It's an old beater, which makes sense. I love that about it. I love the cracked dashboard. Is a great look. I don't know what's on the seats. I'll only spec it. I love that kind of like shitty old shifter that you only have. I love the dice. Everything about this is just like spot on. It's perfect. The wheels even wobble. I mean, the detail is in the detail. I mean, right? That's not how that goes, but who cares? Let's see. I forgot to check if this is... Okay, it's front-wheel drive too, which is perfect. I don't even think I had to change that. That's perfect. Impante is Pontiac and Monaco, Le Mans. I mean, it's perfect. I love that even modders kind of stick with like Rockstar's jabs at real things, which I mean makes sense. What are you doing? Get away from me. But yeah, this thing is fun. It's honestly not too shitty to drive for such a shitty car, which, I mean, you know, it's kind of fun for such a shitty car, which is, I mean, maybe I'm just partial to shitty cars. I don't know. Oh, the trim's, I didn't even know if the trim is like falling off too. That's kind of fun. This one's kind of a neat car. It fits in nicely in the places I put it. Alderney, New Jersey. Okay, so this is the other version of the WAF that I was talking about. This is the W8, which is right on the nose. I mean, it's got the wheels, it's got the looks, it's got everything based off the Passat W8 4Motion, which 4-spin, very fun. And I mean, it's faster. It looks better. It's like polar opposite of the CDI, TDI, which is great. I mean, this is fun. I will always preach variety. I've said it like I don't know how many times in this video, but I think it's so cool that there's different varieties in the mod packs. And I mean, I don't think it's ever happened that like this version has been parked or driven next to the CDI version, but you know, this one I think it's just because like this one I don't think it changed the spawns on this one, but that one it just had it spawn in like different versions and at different rates of this one. So here we have the Alpine Esperanto. I believe this is the Virgo in GTA Online. I don't remember. I don't remember if I own this one in GTA Online. Thought I did. Thought I do. I think I do. I don't remember if I do or not. But here it's called the Alpine Esperanto. And this one has not been changed at all. It's just been straight taken from GTA 5, put into GTA 4, but I do love it. I changed the handling a lot to make it super floaty. Like it's fuck boaty. It's floaty. Like this thing is. I mean the wheels are on the ground, but the rest of it is in the atmosphere. I mean, this thing's gone. I mean, goddamn. So I think it fits in well with Liberty City and like a mafia type, you know, everything. Which is why I brought it here. It's not really much else to say. It's I think this one and the Cheval Surge are the two that I did that with. This is the only one that's probably going to stay because I think it just works so well, and it looks great. I mean, this is one that I think they did well for GTA 5. I don't think it fits in GTA 5. I think it fits in GTA 4. So, I mean, that is what it is. This car looks out of place in Los Santos. It looks great in Liberty City. Like in Little Italy, come on. I know it's a little like on the nose, but come on. Alright, now we have the Class 1500 Yosemite. This is the work truck. I just put it in place where a work truck is needed. It's just a basic work truck. It's nice. It's you know, I think it was based off the Granger, and then they just kind of did a work truck body. I don't know if this was also taken from Wildlands. But it kind of has that same look to it, doesn't it?
was a question that had like a statement sound to it. I have no idea what they did, but I think it looks great and just put it where places where like another work truck kind of thing was needed. I really like it. I'm still working on the colors because some of the colors that it came with. Remember, I think I did this one at the same time as the BF Club. I was working on the colors because the colors that it came with in the base files were weird, and was like bright, obnoxious blues and greens and reds, and then like the two-tone way it was set up made no sense, and like this is stupid. So I'm trying to work on that. So this one's nice though. I like this color that it spawned in. First, when I spawned it, looks nice, so that's good. Alright, so we have the Premier, which you've seen this one in the cop form and the taxi form, and now here it is in civilian form. And went over this one on the Max Fan video, so on to the next one. So the Willard may look like the Willard. This is actually a slightly different Willard. Small little details have been changed to make it a little bit nicer. Once again, there's if you go on the right or maybe the wrong forum, there will be arguments and discussions about is Willard or Classique, Oldsmobile or Buick. I'm going to stand strong and say that Willard is Oldsmobile and that Classique is Buick, but you can argue about that in the comments if you care enough. Subtle changes in like trim and wheels and interior, just to make this a little bit nicer. Also made it where it spawns in a little bit more. Because I did like this car in vanilla form, in the vanilla game, and it just never spawned in. And now it spawns in more. And I think it just adds to the environment. So yeah. And my reason for thinking Willard is Oldsmobile is, I think this is just like an Oldsmobile Cutlass. Although it could also be a old Buick Century, because they're basically the same fucking car. So I'm just in an argument for both ways, but I stand firm that Willard is Oldsmobile. So yeah. Also, Willard is an old name. And that brings me to the end of my 2024 GTA 4 car mod list update thing. If you enjoyed it, let me know. Thanks for watching. I know that some people have been requesting this, maybe giving up on it. I don't know. But I did upload some shorts, and then I kind of gave up on that, and then was like, I'll just do a video eventually, and then was like, I should probably do this before I take apart my old computer and start building my new computer with like different hard drives, because these hard drives are starting to go bust because I've transferred these from computer to computer and they're starting to die. So I'm going to be redoing GTA 4 and probably changing some things, and I'll probably do another one of these at some point. I don't know if anybody will care about that, but if I do new GTA 4 videos and then cars are different and people are like, what is that car? Then I'll probably have to do that again, because I'm sure things will change, and I don't know if I'll ever do, if it'll be like more vanilla lore, because I think I really enjoy vanilla lore more than I enjoy putting real cars in the game, because I enjoy the lore of GTA in general. I enjoy keeping the lore. I enjoy people who add to the lore and make mods that kind of add to that, and I've enjoyed that a lot more. I think when I was younger, I enjoyed, putting like Lamborghinis and Escalades and all that kind of shit into the game. But nowadays, I'm just more about like, keeping things wholesome and keeping things real. Like, lore friendly, and that's what I'm more about. So let me know what you think. Let me know what car was your favorite. And like I said, if you're interested in these mods, I got them all from gta-inside.net. Go to GTA 4 mods, and then they're all under the other category. There's not a vanilla lore category in there. So let me know what your favorite was. If you stuck around for the whole video, consider liking, subscribing, consider checking out other videos. I do GTA, I do Need for Speed, I do all different kinds of stuff. And let me know what you think about the Willard Classique debate, because I love hearing people's opinions on the internet. Thanks for watching.